He says, ASI Director General C. Babu Rajiv says he has directed all 18 World Heritage Sites managed by the ASI to provide abilities to the disabled. We are bound by the law to provide facilities. It is our statutory responsibility. 18 World Heritage Sites, including the Taj Mahal, Humayun's tomb. Then he goes on to say, okay, at the Humayun's tomb, for instance, the main mausoleum is at such a great height that a ramp cannot be a solution. We may have to install a lift there. So what I am doing is,
so this contentious structure, which this structure which is of contention, is a disabled friendly structure, and to enable the people who wouldn't otherwise be able to climb to get a overview of the fort.
yeah, I mean, you have to allow, if you can put an older person or a disabled person, you have to put them to every level. You can't say, no, this building I'm not putting. No.
It has been alleged by certain people that you are in the process of putting up a hotel within the premises of the fort. Could you have your take on that?
See, I am the architect of the project, and I would know best if there's a hotel coming up. Okay, I assure you there's no hotel coming up. I'm willing to stake my reputation, my life, that there is no hotel coming up. You know, and the MOU is very clear. The Hamlin Trust is giving their money on the condition that there is no commercialization of the fort. They're giving it.
Was there ever a proposal to put up a hotel within the premises of the fort?
See, I'll tell you, this is very interesting. You see, there was many years ago a tender floated to make Rej Magos into a hotel, and I think it was won by Ramada Hotels. They won the tender, and somebody went on a PIL, and it was quashed. Okay, 8 years ago, Helen Hamlin was approached by Mario to say that asking her to restore this fort. It's falling down. Mario is a real heritage enthusiast.
So he basically asked for the financial assistance.
Yeah, he asked her, why don't you restore the fort? And she said, sure, I'll restore the fort if you want me to.
So it was Mario's personal initiative which
it was Mario's,
what about this whole thing?
Absolutely, Mario's personal. Now what happened? You see, the foreigner, the approach to heritage management abroad is completely different to us. Okay, there's a free enterprise which operates. I'll tell you, 10 days ago I was in London, and I was walking down the road, and there's a church which is being converted into 8 luxury apartments. A church. And I said, what's wrong with these guys? They don't have any respect for the church. It was a church which nobody used to go to anymore. I don't know what denomination it was. And then I spent a whole week looking at all these old forts and things, and I realized that all the heritage structures are still standing, but they had been converted into ballrooms, into all sorts of things, but they were standing. They took a much more pragmatic approach.
They have been put to use in the contemporary environment and to the use of contemporary society.
Yeah. And I thought to myself, this heavy morality we have, everybody says, how can the GMC be made into this or that, everybody. But we don't manage to keep our structures alive. These guys are smart enough. So what happened was, at that point of time, Helen Hamlin comes from a country like this. So she said, okay, I'll restore the fort. Okay, I want the use of these 2 rooms on top to use for 3 months in the year, and the rest of the time this belongs to the state government. Okay, she made that proposal in good faith. Now what happened is, I told her straight, don't be silly, there's no way this will happen. She said, no, we do it in England, we do it in France, everywhere we do this. I said, you can do it there, here there's no chance. The thing was rejected by the government. It got quiet completely. Fort was lying for the last 7 years, nothing was happening. And again Mario told her, why don't you do this fort? She said, I don't mind doing it, but somebody has to initiate it. So it was again initiated. She's got a house, she's not interested in this. She owns a number of castles herself. She gives money for 3 projects in India, conservation projects. The first is she's restored 3 tanks in Khajuraho, 3 water tanks, large ones, which have really changed the face. She's restored Nagaur Fort in Rajasthan. Khajuraho is in Madhya Pradesh. And she's restored the granary in Jaisalmer.
So the Archaeological Society of India were part of these restoration projects?
You see, I don't think the ASI was part. ASI was part of the Khajuraho project, but not the other two projects. Other two projects may have been state ASI.
Do you feel this is going to get bogged down this controversy, or is going to get the project is going to get complete and it's going
to The project is going to get complete, and we're not going to stop, and I'm going to get everybody to support me on this project.
Okay. Thanks, Gerard. It's been nice talking to you.
My pleasure. The people of Goa will sympathize with what I'm doing and understand that it's time, we did one project and
get into the act of
restoring our heritage and preserving it for our
posterity.
For our grandchildren.
Welcome back. Ensuring security during the annual Sapta festivities seemed to be uppermost on the minds of everyone present at a special meeting convened at the Marmagua Deputy Collector's office. The Sapta Organizing Committee, under the leadership of the Revenue Minister and Vasco MLA Mr. Jose Philip D'Souza, took stock of the overall arrangements. Speaking exclusively to Goa 365, Mr. Jose Philip D'Souza appealed to the people to take the necessary precautions for a safe Sapta.
माझी पब्लिकाकडे म्हणटा ते इतलेंच की लोकांनी बरे हे हॅप्पी बरे खुशालकायेन हे फेस्त ते वर्सान वरोस हे वास्कोकाराचे गोंयकाराचे हे सप्ताक फेस्टिवल आमी सेलिब्रेट करता ते बरी भाशेन जावचे लोकांनी हय लोकांनी खुशाल भाशेन आनी लोकांनी इम्पॉर्टंट म्हणटा ते हे लोकांनी सगळ्यांनी सिटीजनांनी जे वास्कोचे सिटीजन जे भायले जे कोण हांगा येता तेणी प्रिकॉशन घेवचे.
To ensure foolproof security, Sapta area would be turned into a virtual fortress during the period of the festivities. The number of entry and exit points has been reduced from 12 last year to 8 this year. All the entries would be manned by the metal detectors, besides police conducting random checks with handheld metal detectors.
ताका लागून आमी दोन मिटिंगे घेतल्यो. आयज आमी स्पेशली साउथ गोवा SP आमी ताकाय मिटिंगेक इन्वायट केलो की दिस वॉज ही आयज फायनल मिटींग आसली की सर्टन प्लेसीर आमी पार्किंग करचे टू व्हिलर ऑफ फूल करचे न्हू हे सेफ्टी उरपा लागून बी आमी थोडे चेंजीस केल्या की अदर लेनाचेर पार्किंग टू व्हिलर्स फोर व्हिलर्स पार्किंग करप ना. स्पेशल वॉच टावर आसतले इन द मिडल ऑफ क्राउडाचे लोक 8 watch tower astale and 8 metal detectors we are going to put and door frame detectors we are going to put to just to precaution lokaak safety kashe uche kone enter jauche no.
The South Goa SP Mr. Shekhar Prabhudesai informed about the security plans for the upcoming Sapta festival.
We'll be having our security plan and shortly we'll be releasing it on our TV coverage. We'll have a TV coverage of that. What I mean to say is that people should cooperate and should not create any problem for the security agencies, but for their own safety they should cooperate with us.
With the official fishing ban period from the 15th of June till the 31st of July ending yesterday, fishing jetties throughout the state were abuzz with activity getting ready for the ensuing fishing season. Fishermen with their gear were all set to venture into the seas and harvest nature's bounty. However, though the official ban on fishing during the breeding season has come to an end, nature doesn't seem to have lifted its ban, according to scientists at the National Center for Antarctic and Ocean Research. Speaking to Goa 365, scientists at this facility gave us their perspective.
We don't allow enough time for these spawning grounds require a sufficient time to breed and grow over, as well as to offer us at the end of the day as seafood. So I again emphasize is that as we have been practicing over years, I think it had a scientific understanding that around 16th of August is an ideal time we should go out. I think this same time should be applied even now.
Mr. Sitakan Padak, Chairman, Mandovi Fisherman Marketing Cooperative Society Limited, told us about the depleting figures of the fish catch year after year in the recent past.
Last year fish catch was 50% reduced compared to previous years. So last year the fish rates were little high in the markets.
Now for the movies that were released at the Inox today. Ugly or Pugly. Cast Malika Sherawat, Ranveer Shori. Director Sachin Kamlakar Khot. Kabir, Ugly, Ranveer Shori is a rather boring and spiritless soul who's been studying engineering since the last 10 years. Completely aware that he needs to add some fun in his life, he desperately craves for a girlfriend who'd love him unconditionally.